2017 YIS High School graduation ceremony. I offer a special welcome to the parents in the audience. This is an exciting and proud day for all of you, and I congratulate you because your children's success is due to your parenting, your support, and your encouragement. I'd like to welcome our special guests tonight, longtime ISG Board of Trustees representative, Mr. Mansour Murad, and our ISG Superintendent, Dr. Paul Richards. I also want to welcome all the faculty members who work with these students from preschool through grade 12. Thank you for coming today. If you're a teacher at YIS, please stand up. Let's give them a round of applause. And finally, I'd like to welcome our graduating class of 2017. Graduating seniors, you've worked hard for 13 long years. Yes, I'm counting kindergarten. Today, we recognize that good work as we come here to celebrate this important milestone with you. Congratulations on your achievement. And now I'm pleased to begin today's ceremony by introducing our superintendent, Dr. Paul Richards.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, Yanbu International School Community, Ramadan Kareem. I wish you a blessed and generous Ramadan. So what an honor it is to speak to the 2017 graduation ceremony of the class of 2017 at YIS. My name is Paul Richards, as you heard. I'm the superintendent of ISG, the International Schools Group. 4 years ago, I first visited YIS when I was starting my first year as leader of ISG. These graduates behind me were just freshmen. Now it's a real honor to share the stage with you today. So we in the district office do our very best to partner with YIS to make sure it has the resources and support necessary for a first-rate international school experience. Of course, it's the teachers here tonight that provide the students an outstanding education, and you, the parents, that provide the guidance at home. So please, let's take one more moment to thank the parents and extended family who are here today, who played a key role in getting these graduates on the stage tonight. Thank you very, very much. I'd be remiss if I didn't also thank Dr. Cook for his 5 years of service to YIS. Thank you very much. So I do have something to tell the graduates tonight, and bear with me for a couple minutes here. The topic I want to speak to you about is power, the concept of power. So a simple Google search for the definition of power provides the following definition: the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. Again, the ability to influence the behavior of others. You have come to Yanbu not only to get your education, but with hopes to find your future self in a position of influence, where you can achieve your dreams and make the world a better place. Yes, it's not only important to make the world a better place, but it's a moral imperative that you do so given your YIS education. As with most things in life, there seems to exist a dichotomy when it comes to power. Coerce with a fist and ironclad rules, or persuade with dialogue and ideas. In academic circles, this is known as utilizing either hard power or soft power. I had the privilege earlier in my career to work as a lowly research assistant at the Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University. At the Kennedy School was a dean named Joseph Nye, who was essentially the world expert in power as it related to leadership. I watched a long line of people come to visit Professor Nye at Harvard. And it wasn't necessarily those you would expect to. One week it would be the administration of a socialist country, the next a freedom fighter from Africa, the next Ukrainian military command. I realized that particular political beliefs or policies were irrelevant. These people were there to seek advice on how to use power wisely. And in reading Professor Nye's books, I learned that the old paradigm in the West consisted of bureaucratic rule, where power was found in one's position or job title. You simply did what your boss told you to do. This is hard power. And it worked for many years across the whole spectrum of leadership. High schools, and YIS is not exempt, have often been described as benevolent dictatorships. The old paradigm has shifted dramatically, however, partly because my generation and yours started to push back and ask the question like, why? The simple word why has sparked revolutions. This paradigm has shifted towards soft power, or your ability to attract rather than coerce, to persuade rather than force. The phrase soft power is now in vogue, being quoted in recent years by people such as the United States Secretary of Defense and the President of China. That's remarkable if you really think about it. What does soft power look like at YIS? Well, it's when you convince your friends or classmates to join your club or fundraising drive. And here I'll be a little bit more edgy, when you decide whether to take shortcuts in your studies, compromising academic integrity. The research on cheating is really interesting. It's not the school rules or even the threat of getting in trouble that stops your average young person from committing academic dishonesty. Rather, it's the relationship that student has with the teacher. And from the teacher side of it, the degree the teacher establishes positive relationships with his or her students, and the quality of the assignments, meaning authentic and original as opposed to thoughtless busywork, determines the rate of cheating. This is all soft power. And today's global political and social climate offers students like you a ripe opportunity for study and reflection. If you don't look at the world as your classroom, you're missing a grand opportunity to learn. The autocrats of the world have exerted themselves and are having their moment in the sun. Absolute authority is viewed as preferable, necessary, and even attractive. Democratic principles such as respect, responsibility, integrity, and acceptance, which happen, by the way, to be ISG's core values, take a backseat to obedience and order or getting economic deals done. The ramifications for your generation, which include my 2 children, are what keep me up at night. But you as graduates and as emerging adults will have a choice. You will go off to university and some of the privileges you have experienced here will disappear. Your classmates will likely not care which family you come from or where your father works. Through your university experience, you'll better understand the concepts of hard versus soft power. Your university will have rules in its handbook and a code of conduct, hard power, but you also know you're more likely to follow them if you believe in the university, if you believe in the teachers and you believe in your classmates. This is all soft power. So over time, you'll find yourselves in increasing positions of influence and with the autonomy to act. But the choice may not be what you think or as straightforward. You will not be choosing between hard or soft power. The or will be replaced with and. It will be hard and soft power. This is the essence of Professor Nye's teachings. The effective leader, whether it's in government, in business, in private practice, or in your own households, knows when to use hard power and when to use soft power. But there's actually a time for the use of hard power, such as in the case of an emergency, or the case of making a difficult decision where action is necessary, or in ensuring someone is held responsible for his or her unethical actions. My advice to you today is to use soft power as your default operating system, and to use hard power when the situation calls for it, but to lead with the soft power, which embodies your ethical values of your family, your culture, and your school. Look at some of the most influential people of the 20th century. Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nelson Mandela. Look at a contemporary example such as Malala Yousafzai. None of these leaders held any substantial government office, except for Mandela at the end of his life. These great leaders changed the world through soft power, and changed the preferences of others to act for good, and not for evil. Look at the social disruptors at Facebook, Google, and Twitter. This is all soft power. So leading only through strategies rooted in hard power, conveniently ignoring the basic right to dignity and freedom of all humans, would prove a Pyrrhic victory or a hollow achievement. So I challenge you to choose the harder path, leading with your values your ideas, and your talents. Persuade others themselves to make a positive impact in this world. I have high hopes for you. Again, congratulations, class of 2017.
Tonight's guest speaker, as chosen by the class, is Mr. Nick Nannon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Kareem again. Graduates, I am proud to be the next in a long line of people congratulating you on your commencement tonight. Like Ms. Glenn said, my name is Mr. Nick Nannon, and I have had the pleasure of teaching and coaching these young men and women for the last 6 years. Thank you for giving me this opportunity tonight. It's especially nice to be standing here now after spending the last 5 years emceeing this event. From here, I have gotten to look out into the audience and see many of you as spectators to the graduations of your siblings and friends. It will be amazing to watch you all be the ones to take those steps today. I am proud and grateful to have been able to be a part of your journey to this point. I hope that I and all your teachers have armed you each with logic, endowing you with the courage to jump into rather than shy away from the complex problems you will soon face. And I've actually been waiting more than these 5 years to give this speech. It's been 16 long years since my high school principal refused to let me talk at my graduation. And so during that time waiting, I have thought of many things I would like to say, but here are 2 of them for you today. So to begin, as all good Mr. Martinez essays begin, I have a quote for you, as said by Dr. Seuss in his book, "Oh, the places you'll go. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." The quote is appropriate because, as many of you know from studying root words with Miss Glenn, today is really about celebrating the start of something new, to commence. Many people assume graduation is some sort of finish line, but please be careful in following that assumption too far. Throughout this evening and during the recent weeks and coming months, you are transitioning. And I use that word instead of changing purposefully. The author William Bridges has a book called Transitions, and he explains what we should all see as the difference between change and transition, just as Miss George teaches about differentiation. He believes that changes are simply the things that happen to each of us. Naturally, the sun rises and the day begins, another year ends, and we're a year older. Also, referees' whistles blow. Final exams are collected. Even jobs can relocate us, and loved ones can leave us. But these changes are the things that are pretty much out of our control. Transitions, however, are your reactions to these changes. Mr. Novick might say, these are your internal, emotional, and psychological processing of the external situational circumstances. You each get to decide how you, as an individual, respond to these changes. This can be scary, and I have noticed that it has been hard for a few of you to accept this responsibility in the past. It's just too easy to want to blame others when things happen out of your own control. So, my advice is similar to Dr. Richards when he mentions power. You need to learn to embrace the power you have been given and focus on the transitions. And yes, AP physicists, please always remember, your power is only equal to the work multiplied by time. So, choose to respond to transitions with a positive attitude. Choose to see transitions as opportunities to improve and grow. Choose to put your maximum effort into making these transitions beneficial. Choose to reflect on your past transitions and prepare for your future ones. And no matter what, choose to be stronger and smarter and better than you were before. I know that once I understood the difference between a change and a transition, I was able to become a better teacher and coach, a better husband to my wife, and son to my parents. Second, as you all decide how you will make your transitions in life, I want to demonstrate an important lesson with you all. This also happens to be a review of a topic in the first grade curriculum. Under each of your chairs is an envelope. Please. Inside each one, you will find a set of items for you to consider. All right, the first one I would like you to look at is the stallion card. This has your name on it, and it represents you at this moment. We as a school have done our best to make stallions out of you. Please place the card on your finger and try to balance it there. You will notice that for some of you it wobbles. Others find balance quite easily, especially when all you have to consider is yourself. The card is sturdy. I know this because I cut them out by hand, and my hand still hurts. And I believe YIS has helped give you this sturdy foundation. It is certainly not unbreakable yet, though. Some parts are flimsy and will bend if you are not careful. You still have a lot of work to do to reinforce your foundation that you will need for the rest of your life. Next, please find the pencil. This represents what should certainly be one of your priorities for the next few years of your life, your education. Please clip the pencil to your card and place the card on your finger again. And notice how you have to reconsider the point you must balance yourself. Yes, you are being graded. After I finished my university, I lived with my grandfather for a few years, and one of the many things he taught me was to always have a pencil or paper handy. He had pads and pencils all over his house and his car. He said, "You can never tell when or where you will have a great idea or learn a valuable lesson, so always be ready." Next, please take out the ball. This represents another of your priorities, as much as your teachers and parents might try to avoid it. This is your need for amusement and entertainment, and I suppose even exercise. Please also clip it to your card and try to balance. Whether we all like to admit it or not, you as young adults have more opportunities for recreation and distraction than ever before. If you do not acknowledge them and learn to balance them, they will overwhelm you, especially when you do not have your support system of parents and teachers there to guide you. Next, take out the real, the money clip. This represents that you will need to be finding a way to support yourself and eventually your loved ones as well. And it also means that you need to live within your means and avoid going into unreasonable amounts of debt. Finance can scare and overwhelm many young people. It is something at which high school and college education is notoriously poor at preparing students for. Learn what you can about it. Be open and honest. Do not be afraid to ask for help, but certainly do be afraid of anybody offering to take care of your money for you. Two more remain. Next, please take out your fork or spoon. Again, clip it to your card. And again, try to balance. This utensil is supposed to represent your friends and acquaintances and the importance of sharing meals together. It is certainly important to have friends. They can support and encourage you. However, choose your friends wisely. Some poor friendships can also distract and mislead you. Regardless of these choices, be kind and assume the best about the people you meet. You choose. You're on your own and you know what you know. And you are the one who will decide where to go. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Nanan. Tonight's valedictorian address will be given by our valedictorian, Usman Khan.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the class of 2017. My Arabic is poor, but what I have just recited is a supplication that asks for clarity in speech and for my voice tonight to be heard and understood. And it's my hope that my words reach you all. The best words I can start with are thank yous, an admission of gratitude. I want to just take a moment to say Alhamdulillah. Tonight I thank God, but not because we are graduating. My gratitude is not just for this event, but for life itself. It seems to me that most of us don't pause to appreciate life and all its blessings often enough. And whether or not you believe in God, I think simple gratitude for life is a lesson that can benefit us all. So I'd like to give a hearty thank you to all the parents, peers, faculty, and teachers in this building. Everyone who helped push my classmates and I forward all these years. Without you, we wouldn't be who we are. Standing up here today, having come so far, I have to recognize a few people. My teachers have all been wonderful, but Mr. Nanan in particular has been a hero and an inspiration to me. Thank you for being more than a teacher and a coach, and for giving me so much. Next, my brothers. Yes, give them a round of applause, please. Next, my brothers. Amar, you aren't here today, but you're the expert on strength with all of your bulging bodybuilder muscles. You took a weak little boy and made him strong in more ways than one. Thank you for that. Ali, teaching you as your older brother has taught me a lot too. People say that you're like me, but that's not true at all. You're better. And I consider your development my proudest achievement. And now my final brother, my twin Musab Khan. You couldn't make it this far, but I've never forgotten you. I thought about you often growing up. Even though you weren't with us long, you are still an important part of our family. Your memory inspires me to lead a full, good life, because you didn't get that chance. And inshallah, I will tell you all about it in the afterlife. Tonight, I've been honored by the school for my academic achievements. Some people have actually already congratulated me. To all those people, You're congratulating the wrong person. Though I'm the one that stands before you today with all these awards, it's not about me. It's never been about me. It's about my mother, who has always loved me unconditionally, who has sacrificed more than I can imagine for her kids. It's about my father, whose strength never wavers, a perfect role model that has always inspired me and makes me better every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not the one who deserves your praise or respect. It's my parents. Now, I am not the ideal son, but any shred of goodness I have within me comes from my parents. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always putting me first. Now, I won't bore you all with any more personal talk. I want to say something that can benefit everyone here. I must confess, I'm not very qualified to give my own personal advice. After all, I'm only 18, and many of you in the audience are much older and much wiser than I am. But let me share a few of the things that I've learned from others. Ladies and gentlemen, and the class of 2017, let me tell you, I believe in choices. The power of choice is the greatest freedom and blessing we humans have, but it's also a struggle. Our class will confirm this for you, since we've had big choices to make all year with what university we're going to and what we're going to be studying. I remember walking into English class one day and all of us going, "Miss Glenn, we're way too stressed with these choices. We're going to crack." I was pacing around, unable to sit down, and Salah was making that whistling sound a pressure cooker makes. Eventually, we decided everything, but I realized something. All of our different, complex choices boiled down to one simple question. The most important choice for any of us, and not just high school seniors, but for all of you as well. What is it? The biggest choice for everyone in this room is this question right here. Who do you want to be? Not what, but who. Only you decide who you are as a person. That is your power. Especially for the young people, but for the older audience members as well, everyone. I encourage you to dig deep down and ask yourselves, who do you want to be? This is a choice you make every day, with your actions, how you treat people, how you use your time. Always discover your vision. If you don't have a goal, if you don't have a vision for yourself, then you're just floating around without a purpose. Find your vision and hold on to it. You don't have to have all the answers figured out. I certainly don't. But always be working on transforming yourself into who you want to be, one small step at a time. Some of us have these big, lofty visions and goals, but then our minds quickly tell us, whoa there, stop. Be more realistic. Well, I challenge that idea. What does it mean to be realistic? I'll tell you. You are being realistic about your goals as long as your choices match your goals. So all you have to do to be the best version of yourself that you've always wanted to be is to just change your choices. Do you want to be the best at something? Well, maybe spend more time learning and practicing and less time scrolling through memes on Twitter and Instagram. Do you want to be someone people look up to? Then act with honor. Show respect and kindness to others. You choose. Really take the time every day to reflect, listen to your inner voice, and figure out the type of person that you want to be. If you can decide that, then every other stressful choice you face in your life suddenly lines up and becomes much clearer. Don't tell yourself that you can't do this and you can't do that and it's never been done before. No. Trust yourself and trust the power of your choices. You are who you choose to be, so don't make excuses for yourself when you fall short. And it will happen. There will be failures, disappointments, mistakes. I have made bad choices and done things that I'm not proud of. But when you fall into a hole, don't just sit there feeling sorry for yourself. Take matters into your own hands. It is up to you to transform yourself into someone that you can be proud of. Stop letting life just happen to you. Take responsibility and seize your destiny. Now, everything I've said so far has been focused on you as a singular person and the power of your personal choices. But nothing that I've ever achieved and nothing that you will ever achieve is entirely individual. When you deal with people, though, there are always disagreements and conflicts. Fights break out. And so much strife comes from it, as I'm sure you all know. It seems almost every day we're reading about people brutally losing their lives in one country or another. I don't have some magic solution to create world peace, but I will say this. When you leave tonight, turn your gaze upward and look at the stars. I know the visibility is pretty terrible in the city, but just take a few moments to look. Now consider that each of those tiny pinpricks in the sky is a bright, burning ball of gas hundreds of times larger than the Earth and further away than we can even imagine. Our entire world is a tiny speck within a speck within a speck. And we haven't discovered aliens, so as far as we know, we're all alone. The esteemed astrophysicist Carl Sagan once said, "For small creatures such as us, the vastness is bearable only through love." We humans are so small. In such a vast, cold universe, it seems the least we could do is to look out for each other and get along. All of the conflicts and problems, any war that has ever occurred on this earth, and that we have ever known in our entire lives, have taken place all alone on this tiny little rock we call Earth, in the middle of a suffocatingly large existence. It seems petty then, doesn't it, to hold on to our grudges and make such a big deal out of our differences. So when we go back into our little world, let's understand each other. Let's forgive each other. Let's just relax. Look beyond yourself and reach out to others. After all, we don't have anyone else. And now to my fellow graduates of the class of 2017, thanks for bearing with me. You guys know I can be a little long-winded and a little weird sometimes, but this is it, guys. We're finally here. It's been a great ride with you, my brothers and sisters, watching each other develop throughout all these years. Thank you for always being there for me. I know I'm supposed to give you advice, but there's not a lot more I can say. You are an extremely capable group. You're always telling me that I'm so smart and that I'm going to be so successful, but here's the secret. I am not any better than the rest of you. I said what I did about choosing your own destiny because I know you guys have the ability to shape yourselves to be more successful than you think you can be. The poet Robert Frost wrote that nothing gold can stay, so it seems that this is a goodbye. Thank you for the golden memories. Every class has a personality, and ours is freedom. We have the strength to pursue what we want out of life and to seize it. And that's the truest freedom anyone can have on this earth. We're the class of 2017, and no matter where we end up across the globe or what we're doing, we will stand up tall in facing the unknown or the impossible, and we will never let the dream of our freedom die. This is our story, and we are the authors. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Yanbu is lucky enough to have 2 salutatorians this year. It's an actual tie. So our first salutatorian address will be given by Danya Khan.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As we conclude this chapter of our lives and embark on our new journey, I would like to take a moment to thank all those who have supported me. Without their help and guidance, I would not be standing here in front of you today giving this speech. First of all, I would like to thank Allah, for it is because of His will that I've had the honor of being salutatorian. Mom, Dad, thank you for ensuring I get the best education possible and for pushing me to work to my utmost potential. Thank you for being my inspiration and for turning me into the person I am today. Additionally, I'd like to thank all our great teachers, without whom getting the best education would have been impossible. And lastly, I'd like to thank the class of 2017 for contributing to a great 10 years of comedy, drama, and arguments. In my 10-year journey here at YIS, I have come to know many great and special individuals. The most valuable one being my best friend, Misha. So thank you, Misha, for being brutally honest with me, for defending me, for making me laugh whenever I was sad or dejected. And even though my relationship with Misha is special, I think each one of you have impacted me significantly and taught me many life lessons. It is one of these valuable lessons I have learned that I wish to share with you today. I'm a timid person. Being timid and lacking confidence always allowed others to take advantage of me because of my fear of hurting them. However, I realized my attempt at making everyone else happy made me discontent. With this realization and the help of those close to me, I learned the importance of saying no. Today, we've passed one hurdle. Many challenges still lie ahead of us, and in order to overcome them effectively, we need to have confidence in our abilities. Without it, we blend into the background or get taken advantage of. I pray that you are all able to find something about yourself that makes you feel most confident and are able to carry that confidence with you wherever you go. Because it will be one of the main contributors to your success and happiness. On this note, I'd like to conclude my speech by congratulating and wishing the best to my fellow classmates. I wish them all the success, happiness, and health in the world, and pray they aspire to new heights and excellence in the years to come. Thank you.
Our second salutatorian is Shahud Targ.
Assalamu alaikum, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our graduation. We, the class of 2017, are here today because of our loved ones and our mentors, who for the past 18 years have congratulated us on every small achievement. But how often have we looked at them and said, "Congratulations to you, mom and dad," or "to you, brother and sister"? It is not very often we get to say such things to our loved ones. So today, as we celebrate this momentous occasion, let's make sure we thank and congratulate the ones we owe our success to. So thank you, mom and dad, for always being there for me, and for the sacrifices you made, even the ones that you guys have kept secret. Thank you, mom, for bearing with my pickiness regarding food, and trying your best to feed me the best food possible, while often overlooking your own health. Thank you, dad, for sitting beside me and teaching, discussing, and sharing invaluable knowledge. But above all, thank you for giving me time. I am who I am because of you, and the effort you have put into building my character. When I joined YIS, a diverse community in 2010, fitting in was a challenge, as I came from a unicultural society. However, with the help of my awesome classmates and accepting YIS family and teachers, I was able to achieve my true potential. I would like to thank all our teachers for putting up with us. Putting up with us, supporting us, and shaping us to be who we are today. I would like to specifically thank Mr. Nani for being a great coach, teacher, and a mentor. It was due to his teaching I was able to discover my passion for mathematics. Consequently, I will be pursuing a career in engineering. I'm excited for it, much like my other classmates. We know it will be a challenge, but together we have gained enough experience and confidence to overcome problems of any sort. Most importantly, I would like to thank Allah for blessing me with all the wonderful people in my life, for giving me a chance to study in a prestigious school and meeting great people, some of whom I will never forget. Lastly, I would like to congratulate the class of 2017 for finally making it through high school, and I wish you all the best in wherever your journey takes you next. Thank you everyone for being a great audience and for paying attention to my occasional words. Have a great evening.
The class has selected 2 representatives to give an address. The first address will be given by Qasim Antar.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful. I stand before you on this very special day as a representative of this class to tell you a story made up of many smaller adventures. But before we can get there, we must first dwell into how this tale came to be. This is the story of the class of 2017. Since it would take me around 37 hours of non-stop talking to recount the entire story, I will begin at a certain point, September 2016, the first day of school to be exact. We entered school wearing our newly purchased senior hoodies with the words Class of 2017 written on the back of everyone's hoodie. And for once, we were a team. It was at this moment we realized we are better together. And so we went on with senior year, attempting to have the most fun possible. What was particularly odd though was that for the first time ever, we did everything as a class. We got into trouble together, we had fun together, we even did some of Mr. Novic's assignments together. We were finally acting like a family. Before our senior year, it was almost impossible to do anything collectively, but the realization that we had a limited time with one another brought out our true emotions. We really do like each other, as hard as that may be to fathom. We like each other so much, we're mean to each other. People are probably smacking their heads right now wondering who let this crazy boy talk, but for those of you who know us, understand what I'm saying. We like each other so much, Uzair started talking this year. We like each other so much, we got Shahud to stop studying and actually come to a sleepover. We like each other so much, we refused to go home after school ended at 3 o'clock, no matter how hard the teachers tried to kick us out. We like each other. Of course, we had our adversities along the way. It probably took us 4 weeks, 8 Arabic class periods, and 10 votes to decide who would be up here talking and what colors to decorate this auditorium with. We didn't always agree. We argued over every single thing, as petty as they were. Salah and I once spent 5 whole minutes arguing over how to move a chair a few steps. Mr. Novik was there for that, and he'll tell you how stupid we can be sometimes. We fought so much, but they were like fights between siblings. You only become closer after each one. This closeness paid off for us. It brought us further than we could have ever imagined. But it wasn't always pretty. We made Mr. Nanan want to pull the very few hairs left on his head. We made Miss CG want to quit teaching math. We made Miss Glenn take off so many points she forgot to write them down. We shocked the Noviks with how unwilling we were to work. But there was one person who we owe our greatest thanks to, and that is Mr. Stephen Nicholas Nanan. Mr. Nanan was the glue that held us all together. He has been there for us since the beginning and has been a second parent to us all. It is safe to say that he has put up with us the most, and we can never thank him enough. On behalf of the entire class, thank you, Mr. Nantucketer. And so the story ends with a group of 23 kids all sitting up here on this stage, ready to move on, but too attached to each other to let it go. As they all walk out these doors, they are leaving with heavy hearts and tears glistening. But they all know, no matter how many miles apart they will always remain together. Some of these kids are going to the same college, some are going to the same country, but some are going far away. But don't let any of this fool you. The bonds are still there and are as strong as ever. These invisible bonds they have are very much merely tangible, and they all have them even if they don't show them in the same way. We are the class of 2017, and we're more than the sum of our parts. Thank you.
The final class representative is Danya Husseini.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening, parents, staff, and students. Graduation ceremony has always fascinated me since kindergarten. I know all of us used to think of the day that we would be on stage, and here we are today as the graduating class of 2017. Last year, when Ms. Glenn spoke as the guest speaker for the class of 2016, many of us were moved to tears, thinking that next year we will be on stage, marking an important milestone in our lives, taking a paradigm shift in our academic path. It is hard to believe that we have made it here after 13 years of continuous education and are finally celebrating our graduation tonight. I think it is safe for me to say that none of us realized that time would go by so fast. It is interesting to see how we measured the time we spent through high school. At first, we measured it through the class periods, waiting for each period to be over so we can go home. As the years passed, we started to measure it through semesters, and later as we moved from being overwrought sophomores to more confident juniors, who couldn't wait to be the best seniors ever. Now, as our 4 years have come to an end, we will go on to measure this time through the memories we've made and the friends we have, to cherish it for the years to come. All of us worked hard to get here, but it would not have been possible without the efforts of YIS as a school, and our teachers from kindergarten to 12th grade. To name a few, Mr. and Mrs. Rose, Mrs. Kumar, Mr. and Mrs. Novik, Mr. Danan, Mr. Martinez, Mrs. CG, and Ms. Glenn. Thank you for caring for us like we are not just your students, but also your children. Thank you for unselfishly giving us your time, listening to our seemingly endless complaints, and agreeing to let us take retests and requizzes. Now, our parents. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for always supporting and caring for us in more ways that we can mention, for putting up with us, for driving us from and to events, and being patient with us, to helping us with our homework and projects, and taking us to our extracurricular activities. We do realize that all of these have been very hard on you, and you have done them simply with a smile on your face. We cannot ignore our siblings, because although they have driven us crazy at times, they were our first best friends and will always be there for us. Every class is unique in its own way. I'm sure the teachers will agree to this too. One aspect about our class that is unique to us is our ability to come together as a class. Despite our differences and the hard times we had trying to have everyone agree on one thing, that at the end of the day, we always put our differences aside and be there for each other. As more than half of us have been studying together since middle school, 11 of us from elementary school, and 5 of us from kindergarten, it was a pleasure being part of such an amazing class. Thank you for the memories, from our last-minute performances to our impromptu presentations, from our little Garam Andi group to our class hangouts, from kindergarten to grade 12. Moving forward, we will have a chance to decide once again how we want to measure our time. We will be free to choose a new path that will lead us on a new journey. Although we will meet new people and go to different places, I know that every time we meet, we will still come together as a family. I wish everyone part of the graduating class of 2017 success for their future endeavors. On behalf of the graduating class, we would like to thank one more person. Dr. Cook, thank you for all of your hard work. Best of luck in the future. Have a great evening.
Right, we're going to start the diplomas. YIS is very proud of our seniors, and they have been accepted to a lot of universities all over the world. Tonight we will mention, or I will mention, their top 2 that they have been accepted to. Harith Abbas. Harith has been accepted to Lahore University of Management Sciences in Pakistan. Uzair Ahmed will also be attending Lahore University of Management Sciences in Pakistan. Zaid Ahmed is planning to attend Yanbu Industrial College this fall. Ali Abbas Ahmed. He has been accepted to Rutgers University and will attend Rider University with a scholarship of $64,000. Hawar Murad Ahmed has been accepted to Rutgers University and will also attend Rider University this fall with a $100,000 scholarship. Hassan Antar. He has been accepted to the University of California, Irvine, and will attend the University of Michigan, Dearborn, with a scholarship of 60% tuition. Rimsha Etisham. She has been accepted to Habib University and will attend the Institute of Business Administration in Pakistan. Tala Marwan Al-Zain. She has been accepted to the University of British Columbia and will attend Kwantlen Polytech University in Vancouver this fall. Mohammed Mazar Hussein. He has been accepted to the University of Calgary and will attend the University of Alberta in Canada on scholarship. Danya Hamid Husseini. Danya has been accepted to Concordia University in Montreal, and she will attend this fall. Danya Khan. She has been accepted to the University of Science and Technology and will attend Aga Khan Medical University in Pakistan. Faizan Osman Khan. He has been accepted to the College of New Jersey with a scholarship of $30,000 and will attend Dalhousie University in Canada this fall. Misha Aziz Khan. Misha has been accepted to Simmons College with a scholarship of $84,000 and will attend Simon Fraser University in Canada this fall. Shays Osman Khan. He is applying to Romania, Poland, and the Czech Republic to study medical studies. Usman Mohammed Khan. He has been accepted to the University of California, Berkeley, and will attend the University of Washington this fall. Mohammed Ihab Memon has been accepted to Harriet Watt University in Dubai and will attend Seneca College in Toronto, Canada. Sarah Saeed Mahdi. She has been accepted to Habib University and will attend the Institute of Business Administration in Pakistan. Etisham Bilal Ahmed Zaid has been accepted to the University of British Columbia and will attend York University in Toronto, Canada this fall. Salah Hassan Sheikh. Salah has been accepted to the University of Alberta and will attend the University of Calgary in Canada this fall. Hamshini Shiraj. She has been accepted to Erasmus University and will attend the Technical University of Eindhoven in the Netherlands. Arthur Arazamendez Tan. He has been accepted to Ningbo University and will attend Cheng Kongsheng University in China this fall. Shahud Tariq. He has been accepted to the University of Minnesota and will attend the National University of Science and Technology in Pakistan. Sanika Gerlish Watway. Sanika has been accepted to Mumbai University and will attend Manipal University in India this fall.
I now proudly present to you the class of 2017. Congratulations.
Say cheese! Everybody. We have ice like you guys.